gotta put in that work, dog. I put the kingdom first. I know that you gotta wait for your turn sometimes to build something really sustainable. Work on your catalog, so the day that you finally pop off, you'll see it's not just a once off. You put in time, the harvest is ready, it's ripe. I thank God for the payment, that's a solid foundation. When I finally make it, I give God all the praises. G.O.D. who conquered evil forces. I don't trust in chariots or fortresses. Yeah, I walk by faith. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Game time in it. Game time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. No, I will not bend. Game time. Run it up. 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 Run it up.
It's week 5 of the NFL. And up next, we'll see the dual threat, Christian McCaffrey.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight, we wind up week 5 with a good battle between the Houston Texans and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And last weekend, they pulled one out in a very low-scoring affair. It was all about their defense.
Strap in, this will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Ready. Yellow, line, check, team.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Well, this defense for the Texans, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. Here comes the 49ers punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Let's go.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. The Texans at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Collins. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Pierce will try to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. The kick by Bass is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Just the first quarter of tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season opener opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Lance to throw it. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. They'll go option to the short side. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Here's Lance. Escaping, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He tried to get away, but to no avail, and an absolute killer there. A 12-yard loss on 1st and goal. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Lance's throw taken in by Samuel. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now Lance. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Call it a loss of 8 there, and it's going to lead to a 4th down. 4th and goal. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will tie us at 3-3. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely, no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
And he's going to be hemmed in and blocked down right at the line of scrimmage. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. The 2nd down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Here comes the 49ers punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And it's fielded at the 34. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. He's got a man, complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Pierce now up the middle. And between the last 2 plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. The kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brevin Jordan, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield, creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. To throw again on 2nd down. Lance again to the big tight end, George Kittle. Lance and Kittle in sync for the 49er first.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Picked up a 1st down.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Now a play fake. Lance. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 36. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, I need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Shotgun now for Lance. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. And this This is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. 2nd and 11. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss, because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost, and then a little bit more.
Have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They'll throw now on the final play. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here are the Texans to take over. They were winners over the Jets a week ago, and they are in the driver's seat right now as well. Pierce begins the 2nd half. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now here's the option play going left. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fielded just inside the 30. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the 1st half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. He'll return it from the 6. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Houston's offense taking over again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Second and 6. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. This is taken at about the 14. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And nothing much materializing there in the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to throw. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. Taron Johnson made the stop.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I think they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got a man, complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
Back to the ground with Pierce. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And Pierce gets it again on second down. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Going for it with Pierce. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who is shaken up. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And they'll go right back to Pierce. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week. Back now here in Santa Clara. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sack back at the 29. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. The kick by Bass is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So that, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did then.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Desperation time here. Lance. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
This will be complete to Mechie. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Got his tight end, that's complete. It's Jordan. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. That gets them 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. here's Pierce. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Again, it's Pierce. He lost 2, and it brings up 4.
This has not been a fun game for this defense. They've definitely had their share of struggles, but they needed to make a play right there, and they finally get it done on 3rd and goal.
The kick by Bass is good, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. From the 27, Lance. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. But now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
But he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
On the double.
Lance and company going on 4th down. Looking deep for Adams. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Handoff right side to Pierce. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Back to throw. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a 1st down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Lance now to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
First target, first catch, and a 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On play action, Lance. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Lance looks to throw again. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely four-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Lance looking to throw it. Now a desperation throw deep downfield and unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. Pierce gets this one running right. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. They'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So Lance and the Niners down by 13. 1:17 remains. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out.
Here we go, set. Watch out now, 50 Fury.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance finding Kittle, 1st down San Francisco. Clock now under 30 ticks and running. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Here we go.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Lance. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Throwing on 1st down is Lance. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now Lance again. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter.